Breaking news, Detroit Lions fans. The Lions have just released longtime veteran Tracy Walker. We're going to talk about in today's late edition episode, so stay tuned.
We used to be a team no one respected. We used to be a team no one feared. That was then. This is now.
First victory of the year on the line. Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, end zone. Yes! Caught!
You know who we are.
10, 5, end zone! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
And you know where to find us. We won't be far. We'll be on your front porch waiting for you. We are the New Era Lions. And
we are driven by Detroit.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike, and we're diving in right now. So again, I'm not going to, go with all the pleasantries that I normally do because again, I know you guys all know that I'm thankful for all my subscribers. I'm thankful for the new viewers. I'm thankful for the old viewers. I'm thankful for everybody, and I want to wish you all a great day, and God bless you to everybody. But I want to try and get into this as quickly as I possibly can because I know some people, they get upset with the fact that I drone on too long in the intro. So let's just get straight to it here. Not that long ago, like about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes ago from the time I'm releasing this, it came across Jeremy Fowler and ESPN that the Lions are officially releasing Tracy Walker. Now, this news should come as no surprise for Lions fans. This has been a move that a lot of people have been talking about. This is a move that makes a lot of sense for the Lions for multiple reasons. The main reason it makes sense is because, well, let's just be entirely honest here. Tracy Walker really didn't have a role anymore here with the Detroit Lions. He'd been kind of outplayed. His role had been kind of been given to other players like Kerby Joseph, like, freaking Ife Melifonwu and Brian Branch. He just really couldn't, get on the field anymore because other guys were playing so well that it made no sense for him to be put on the field anymore. So his job was in essence lost because of the fact that other guys stepped up and started making plays. Now, is that necessarily his fault? No, not necessarily. The reason why it's not entirely his fault is because of the injury he sustained a year ago. That injury opened up the door for Kerby Joseph, and it opened up the door for other guys to start getting reps, which allowed players like Kerby Joseph to start getting more reps, and it allowed them to start taking his spot. And then when we drafted Brian Branch, that was even more competition that Tracy Walker had to contend with to get playing time. And then with Ife Melifonwu starting to emerge, it pretty much sunk it for him. And then obviously signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson, it made it almost impossible that he was going to get on the field. However, though, you would have thought that with C.J. Gardner-Johnson's injury, he would have gotten more playing time. However, though, again, like I said, with Branch, Melifonwu, and Kerby Joseph, he just couldn't get on the field. So my whole point is that for Tracy Walker, his role just kind of got outsourced to other players who were playing a lot better and who had caught up while he was injured. So that's why I'm saying part of what went on with Tracy Walker is not entirely his fault. Again, you can't really predict when you're going to get injured. However, though, I would have thought that because of Tracy Walker's, veteran experience, that would have helped him a lot better coming back from injury. So that's point number one. That's part of the reason why this move should come as no surprise to Lions fans, because realistically, his role was pretty much outsourced. He wasn't playing anymore. He had pretty much become a role player and a special teams player. So that's point number one. Point number two about why this move makes sense. It saves the Lions much-needed cap space if they really want to do something this offseason. Now, understand what I mean by that. The Lions already have a crap ton of cap space. I just released an episode earlier today. I'll put that episode back up at the top. But the Lions have about $45 million in effective cap space. And again, what do I mean by effective cap space? That's the cap space that they have from their total cap space that has already been subtracted for what they're supposed to be spending on their rookie draft class, which is about $10 to $15 million. That's not necessarily some secret fund or whatever. It's just simply saying, hey, we've already put out $10 to $15 million to the side for the rookie draft class. Now we have about $45 million left to go out and sign free agents or to reconstruct or, extend players that we already have. So that's what I mean by effective cap space. The Lions cutting Tracy Walker, getting rid of his contract, that adds yet another $5.5 million to the Lions' effective cap space. So the Lions now have $50 million in terms of effective cap space. Actually, I think it's almost closer to 51. Either way, they've got over $50 million now in effective cap space. So that means the Lions now have even more ammunition. They have even more room to potentially go out and make big-time moves to really help the roster grow for next year's run to go back to the conference championship game and make a Super Bowl bid. However, though, I will say this. While the move does open up $5.5 million for this year, and I want to clarify this, I did have the number incorrect from my previous video. I said $10.1 million. It's 5.5. The reason why I had 10.1 is 5.5 for, Tracy Walker's cut and the 4.6 for John Kaminsky. That gets to 10.1. I misquoted myself, but I just wanted to clear that up. Here's the reason why the $5.5 million, while that is good, it also has a drawback. And the drawback is while we also get $5.5 million of cap space freed up for this year, that now means that the Lions have $7.3 million of dead cap space they have to give to Tracy Walker, because that was money that was already guaranteed to him. That was money that was already going to be given to him. And now because he's no longer on the roster, the Lions have to pay for his services regardless of the fact that he's not on the roster wearing a jersey for the Honolulu Blue and Silver. So for some people, it's like, hey, we got $5.5 million to add to this year, but now we have to pay an additional $7.3 million for somebody that's not even going to play for us this season that's upcoming. So for some people, that is a bit of a drawback. However, though, you have to understand it from what the Lions are looking right now. They're going to have dead cap space virtually every year because there's going to be guys you're going to let go that you were thinking you were going to keep long term. So it's like, hey, you know what? Dead cap space, it's a bit of a problem, but so long as you don't let it get to monstrous proportions like 40, 50, 60 million dollars, you can handle about 10 to 20 million dollars worth of dead cap space each year, especially if you're frugally responsible like what the Lions have been, such as with Mike Disner and Brad Holmes. So as far as I'm concerned, does a $7.3 million of dead cap space have a problem for me? It's a little bit of a problem, but I can live with it. The point of the matter is when you add $5.5 million of cap space for a guy that was virtually going to be a special teams player at this point or a role player because of all the other guys that were stepping up and making plays, it makes sense to me because it's like, okay, we're getting back valuable cap space. We're opening up a roster spot, which allows us to go out and get somebody else that can help us elsewhere. Whether it's another safety, whether it's a cornerback, whether it's whoever the Lions decide to go after, whether it's, another rookie. I don't know what Brad Holmes is going to now do with the open roster spot and now the $5.5 million that he just freed by cutting Tracy Walker, by giving him his walking papers. But the point of the matter is that, again, Brad Holmes and the Lions have made a lot of good decisions in the past. I'm not too particularly worried about cutting Tracy Walker. However, though, I do want to say this really quickly for Tracy Walker. Hey, you know what, man? Thank you for playing for the Detroit Lions. Thank you for giving everything that you did. You were absolutely an amazing player and an amazing human being. I'm so thankful for the fact that you got to play for us, and I wish you the best of endeavors in your next team that decides to go out and sign you. So, again, it is what it is. Again, it is a business. But at the same time, this is a smart move by Brad Holmes. It makes a lot of sense both financially and also in terms of roster. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not surprising news, but it's definitely news that we were expecting, and it's definitely news that makes sense. So again, just wanted to make this really quick episode. Didn't want to take a whole lot of time on it because, again, it's news like I said everyone's been expecting, so didn't want to take too much. But with that having been said, I'm now going to cut the episode and say thank you all for watching in another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, I highly encourage you all to do one of these three things. Like, comment, and subscribe. If by chance you subscribed in the past, forgot to do so at the time, or you just subscribed and not had a chance to do so. And again, want to highly encourage you all please to subscribe. But I also want to make sure to encourage you all to please make sure you hit that notification icon at the bottom of the page so that way you never miss any more content that I push out. Again, subscription numbers are always going up, but we want to make sure we turn on that notification icon so that way as soon as I push something out, you guys can come right back and we can get right back into the content. I also encourage y'all, please, share this content with your Lions friends and family members. Share it here on YouTube, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere and everywhere you can with everybody and anybody that you can. The more we can share it, the greater the channel grows, the greater the channel spreads. And with that being said, to everybody, I just want to say again, thank you all for watching the content. It truly means something to me that you guys are willing to listen to what I have to say, and I'm ever so thankful. Also want to say thank you to those that became new subscribers. Welcome to the MCM family. If you still haven't decided to subscribe, hopefully I'll get you on the next video that I release. And until that time, I just want to say to everybody, God bless. Until the next time we meet, I'll see y'all in the next episode.